Procedure in proceedings before commissioner. So the Act provides for appointment of officers to be known as commissioners of workmen's compensation. The commissioners are to determine the liability of any person to pay compensation and the amount or duration of compensation. So the commissioner is the authority who will determine these things. No civil court has jurisdiction to deal with matters which are required to be dealt with by a commissioner. Certain powers have been given to the commissioners, like the power to call for further deposits. The commissioner has the powers of a civil court. Appointment of commissioner. So section 20 deals with the appointment of commissioner. The state government may, by notification in official gazette, appoint any person who is or has been a member of a state judicial service for a period of not less than 5 years, or is or has been for not less than 5 years an advocate or a pleader, or is or has been a gazetted officer for not less than 5 years, having educational qualifications and experience in personnel management, human resources development, and industrial relations. Second, where more than one commissioner has been appointed for any area, the state government may, by general or special order, regulate the distribution of business between them. Third, any commissioner may, for the purpose of deciding any matter referred to him for decision under this Act, choose one or more persons possessing special knowledge of any matter relevant to the matters under inquiry to assist him in holding the inquiry. Fourth, every commissioner shall be deemed to be a public servant within the meaning of the Indian Penal Code. Now, form of application. So, section 22 deals with the form of application. So, application should be made before the commissioner by the dependents of the workmen for claiming the compensation. Fee is necessary for the application to be given to the commissioner. Application form should consist the following details: reasons for the application for commission, relief that they need, and claims. Date of notice given to the employer about the accident of the employer. If application is illiterate, he or she can take help of other person in preparing the application form. Now, no application for settlement of any matter by a commissioner shall be made if the parties have been able to settle it by agreement. An application to the commissioner shall be made in the prescribed form according to the rules and accompanied by a prescribed fee. The following particulars must be given, namely: first, concise statement of the circumstances and the relief claimed. In case of claim for compensation against an employer, the date of service of notice of accident with its due time of notice and the reason why notice was not given. C. The names and addresses of the parties. D. Except in the case of application by dependent for compensation, a concise statement of the matter on which agreement has and of those on which agreement has not been come to. If the applicant is illiterate or of any reason is unable to furnish the required information, if the applicant so desires, shall be prepared under the direction of the commissioner. Section 25, Method of recording evidence. So the commissioner shall make a brief memorandum of the substance of the evidence of every witness as the examination of the witness proceeds, and such memorandum and signed by the commissioner with his own hand and shall form part of the record, provided that if the commissioner is permitted from making such memorandum, he shall record the reason of his inability to do so, and shall cause such memorandum to be made in writing from his dictation, and shall sign the same, and such memorandum shall form part of the record. Provided further that the evidence of any medical witness shall be taken down as nearly as may be word for word. Now, section 20. The Commissioner shall dispose of the matter relating to compensation under this Act within a period of 3 months from the date of reference, and intimate the decision in respect thereof within the said period to the employee. Registration of agreements. Section 28 talks about the registration of agreements. So when there is agreement, that is the memorandum, when there is agreement of compensation between workmen and the employer for lump sum amount settlement against the half monthly payments to the woman or a person under a legal disability, employer should send the memorandum to the commissioner. This memorandum should not be obtained by fraud, undue influence, or other improper means. If the commissioner satisfies with the memorandum, it shall be registered. Now, section 29 states that if memorandum of agreement is not sent to the commissioner by the employer, then it shall be liable to pay the full amount of compensation which he is liable to pay. Section 23. Powers and procedure of commissioner. So the commissioner shall have all the powers of a civil court under the CPC 1908 for the purpose of taking evidence on oath and of enforcing the attendance of witness and compelling the production of documents and materials objects. Now, award of compensation by Workmen's Compensation Commissioner. It is within the competence of the Workmen's Compensation Commissioners, and he is also bound to award compensation as prescribed under Schedule 4, read, read with Section 4.1, Clause A, uh, cla- Clause 1, Subclause A of the Act, even if hires of diseased workmen claim less compensation than prescribed under the Act and the Schedule. Now, principle of waive of acquisitions. So, even if the claimant has made a claim of lesser amount than due, his right to claim or the power of the commissioner to enhance the compensation is neither waived nor curtailed, since the principle of waiver or acquiescence has no application to such type of cases. Refusal by commissioner to record memorandum of agreement, where it appears to the commissioner that an agreement as to the payment of lump sum, whether by way of redemption of a half monthly payment or otherwise, or an agreement as to the amount of compensation to a workman or a person under a legal disability ought not to be registered because of inadequacy of the sum or amount, or by reason of an agreement having been obtained by fraud or undue influence or other improper means, then the commissioner may refuse to record the memorandum of the agreement. He may pass such order, including an order as to any sum already paid under the agreement as he thinks fit, just in the circumstances. Thank you so much.